Hello everyone, welcome to Priyan classes. I am Prabhat Kumar once again with you with yet another chapter for class 12, that is inverse trigonometric functions. Again, since the chapter is too long, so I shall be taking more than one videos and maybe 2 videos or 3 videos. I don't know how much time it will be taking. So I am trying to explain you in detail about all the concepts related to the trigonometric functions. In class 11th, all of you have studied about the trigonometric functions, how the trigonometric values range from earlier in 9th, 10th standards. You must have studied about the trigonometric values for the angles which were lying between 0 degree to 90 degree only. Then in class 11th, you have studied about the values of any value of angle. So ratio in respect of any value of angle, whether the angle is following in the first quadrant or second quadrant or third quadrant or fourth quadrants. Means in all cases you have studied, but those were direct trigonometric functions. When, as I said, x was the independent variable and y was dependent on x, and we were directly finding out the ratios or different trigonometric ratios in respect of the given angles. I think what I propose, all of you must have been aware about the trigonometric values or the ratios regarding any values, like earlier you have studied about 0 degree or some specific 5 specific angles like 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. Now in previous class you have studied about all angles, so you can find out the value of any one of the any angle, whether it is 2 degree, whether it is 20 degree, whether it is 40 degree. All angles you have found, and you know how to determine the ratio from the trigonometric tables. Now once you have got the trigonometric tables, you must have also seen there is another table called the inverse trigonometric tables. Now what is the meaning of this? Inverse means, as the name is clear, we will be going in the reverse way. So before I go, what I mean, suppose that I will first take direct trigonometric functions, or I will take just basic example. Suppose that I say y is equal to sine x. Okay, so you know this is the direct trigonometric value. Okay, now if I draw a graph of this, okay, if I draw a graph of this, what will happen when x is 0? When x is 0, the value of y was 0. This is your y-axis and this is your x-axis. Okay, so when x was 0, y was 0, and when x was approaching the value, what this value was for the maximum, you must have, instead of saying it as 90 degree, now I would use the radian notation and I will say this value is pi by 2. Okay, this value is pi by 2. There it was coming out to be maximum, and then I think I have made the graph too much sideways. I will make another graph for this so that I can get space also. As I told you, at 0 degree it was 0, and then it went on increasing, and at the value pi by 2 it went to maximum. Okay, and then from there it kept on decreasing and came to 0 at the value of x equal to pi. From there it once again decreased, and what was this value? This value was 1. Okay, and then it decreased up to the value -1, and this -1 was attained at the value 3 pi by 2. Okay, and then it once again went to 0, and this was at 2 pi, or what we say it as 360 degree. So this was the graph for direct trigonometric function, that is when y was equal to x. But if I say y to be equal to x. What does it mean? It means that x is equal to sine inverse of y. So this is what it is, the inverse function. So obviously I am just reversing. So instead of reversing, when I use this, when I say I am giving you the value, that means the inverse of sine will be what? Y will be equal to sine inverse of x. This means that sine y is equal to x. Okay, this will mean that sine y is equal to x. So this is called the inverse trigonometric function. Okay, now I will find out what will be the domain of this and what will be the range of this function, that is y. If I say y, or it is represented as a function of x, what will be the domain? Domain means all the probable values of x, and the range will be the value of y that could be. Okay, now if I get, see, if this is so, and you know that sine of any angle will always be lying between, as you have seen in the graph, sine will be lying between +1 and -1, or I can say it will be varying from the value -1 to +1. So obviously if this is x is equal to sine y, that means sine y will be either it will be greater than equal to -1, or it will be less than or equal to +1. So its value will be ranging from there, and if it is ranging up to this, that means your x is also lying between -1 to +1. So this is what? This will be your domain. X cannot have a value more than 1, and it cannot have the value more than -1 if it is defined as, if y is defined as sine inverse x, your domain. But what will be the range? Range, as you see, range can be anything. There is no limit to range in this, because for each value I will make the graph that will clarify you. This is y-axis and this is x-axis. Okay, just see it in a reverse way. Then you can make the, or you can identify the graph. From there, when x is 0, what is the value of y? It will be 0. As you keep on moving, the value of y will be ranging up to if x is +1, then value of y will be pi by 2. Similarly, it will go on, then it will be pi. Similarly, from this side also, it will be going like this. This is minus pi by 2, and this is minus, this is minus pi, and this is your, like way it will keep on moving. So now what I can see is, for any particular value of x, y has got so many values. Suppose that I take it as pi by 4, sorry, make it as 1 by √2. Okay, which was at y equal to 45 degree, that is here. But this value is again attained at this point also. Okay, same value of x, for same value of x you are having at this value of y also. For the same value of x you have got, there is another value of y, there is another value of y, and it will keep on increasing in both sides, or both upper side of x-axis and both on the negative side of y-axis, or like the our negative side of x-axis. So what is thing? What will be the range? The range of this y will be all real numbers. It can have any value lying from 0 to infinity in the positive side, as well as 0 to minus infinity in the negative side. So y will be ranging, y will be belong to all the real numbers, or y will belong to all the, it can have any real value depending on x. The only thing is that, so this is your domain and this is your range. Okay, so range of this y. So this all, as I was starting, I started it from the very first ratio that you have studied, that is the ratio of sine. Okay, now once I proceed, I will take another one, another example, and that is cosine. The another ratio, I will take one by one, all 6 ratios will be taken. Okay, so for cosine, what I get? Suppose that I am given y is equal to cosine or cos inverse of x. Okay, what this will mean? This will mean cos of y is equal to x. Now once again, you must have seen that the graph of sin x as well as the cos x were similar. The only difference was the starting point, the value of the ratio at the value x equal to 0, or the value for the angle to be equal to 0. Okay, the starting point was different, rest all was same. I will make first, you see, what was the graph of y equal to sin x, cos x. If I say y equal to cos x, what was my graph? At 0 it was plus 1. Okay, then it went down at pi by 2, it was 0. Then it kept on reducing. Okay, at pi it was minus 1, and then at 3 pi by 2 it was once again 0, and then at 2 pi it was 1. Okay, so this was the graph. Similar graph will be transposed when I am reversing the function. Okay, so when I get the function as a reverse function, what I get is, this is y-axis and this is your x-axis. Once again, as you know, the value of cos x, cos y will be between minus 1 and plus 1. Okay, so once again, your domain will be what? Domain is x it will be greater than or equal to -1 and it will be less than or equal to +1. So this will be the domain. Very easy. Now what will be the range? As usual, as I have seen in case of sine inverse functions, so at when value of x is 0, when value of x is 0, at what point the value of x will be 0? It will be at pi by 2, because cos pi by 2 was equal to 0. Okay, so it was cos pi by 2. Value of y will be pi by 2. Okay, when x is +1, what is value of this? It is equal to 0. Okay, so from there it will go on like this, and similarly it will keep on like this, keep on moving. This will be minus pi by 2. Okay, at 0 it can be pi by 2, it can be minus pi by 2. So similar way, for one particular value of x you are having so many values. Okay, so once again, just like I told you in case of sine inverse, so the range of cos inverse or y will also belong to all real numbers. It can be, so its range is what? Set of all real numbers. Okay, range of this is the set of all real numbers. Okay, now the third thing, the typical thing that I am using is tan inverse. Okay, now in case of tan inverse, what I get is, first I will recall what was the graph when I have taken the direct function, not inverse. Okay, so direct function was what? Y equal to tan x. In such case, what was the graph and how the value was moving? This is your y-axis, this is your x-axis. Okay, now how this value has been moving? At x equal to 0, it was equal to 0, but at x equal to pi by 2, what was the value of tan theta? You must remember, it kept on increasing and it never touched this value. That's why we have said that the value of tan pi by 2 or the value of tan 90 degree is not defined. Okay, so value of this is not defined, right? So in that case, what will happen? Similarly, from this side also, if this is pi by 2 minus, it came to like this and it never touched, and just after this it came here and then it came to 0 at pi and it again moved like this and at 3 pi by 2, and this was at 2 pi. So you must have been remembering such graph that you have made for tan x. Now just transpose it. Just because when we are just transforming y as x and x as y, that is what happening in case of inverse function. So now in case of inverse function, what I will get is y will be equal to tan inverse x. Okay, y will be equal to tan inverse x. That means tan y is equal to x. Okay. If I say tan y is equal to x, just tell me one thing. Can x have the value of pi by 2? No. X cannot have the value of pi by 2 because for pi by 2, I don't have any value. So, what I will say in this case is that x is not equal to pi by 2. So, my range will be, first I will make the graph. Okay, at 0, value is 0, no problem, no issue. Okay, now I will make it reverse way. When y is pi by 2, what is the value of x? When y is coming out to be pi by 2, what is the value of x? I don't have the value. Okay, it will keep on like this. It will never touch. Similarly, at minus pi by 2, x will not be having any value. It will be like this. Okay, and similarly, it will be at pi, it will have 0, and the graph will move like this. Okay, so similarly, from there also, from at pi, it will be 0, and it will start from here and it will go to there like this, and this value will be 3 pi by 2. So such type of graphs you will be getting. Now from this, what do I infer? See, the value of x is never defined at x equal to or at y equal to pi by 2. So obviously my value of y cannot be equal to pi by 2. It cannot be equal to, what is the next value where it is not defined? That is 3 pi by 2 and so on. Okay? It cannot be equal to these values because on that value, the value of x is not defined. Or so value of x, what could be the value of x now in this case? It can take any value. X is again taking any value, but y is not taking these values for any case, whatever it is. So in this case, my domain, the value of x will be taking any value, it will belong to R. So in this case, my domain will be x belonging to the set of real numbers. Okay, it will belonging to the set of real numbers, but y, value of y will be equal to, it will be ranging any value, y will be, it will belong to, I can say it will be range, it will belong to real number, but at the same time, at the condition that y is not equal to pi by 2, it is not equal to 3 pi by 2 and so on. Or I can say it is not equal to n multiplied by pi by 2. I can say it should not be equal to n multiplied by, should it be n? No, it should not be n. Actually it was 1, 3 like this. So I should write it as 2n minus 1. 2n minus 1, so any odd number multiplied to pi by 2. So it will be 2n minus 1 or 2n plus 1, whatever you can say. It should not be equal to, where n will belong to the set of integers. Remember, it can be positive, it can be negative. Okay, n will be the set of all the integers. Okay, so this is what about this thing. Now the next ratio, let's come on to the next ratio and inverse of, like as you know, I will take inverse of cosec or cosecant. One thing I would like to clarify you, when I say y is equal to, or if I say anything like sine inverse x, it doesn't mean, it never mean, or I said it does not mean sine x power minus 1. No, never get confused with this. It is not like that. Okay, so now what I was talking about, cosec inverse x, that means y is equal to cosec inverse of x. Y is equal to cosec inverse of x. Now you see, this will be that cosec of y is equal to x, but in this case, or I can say 1 by sine y is equal to x. Got it? But you see, what will be the value of cosec? Suppose that there is one thing, cosec theta. If I have to find out cosec theta when theta is equal to 0, what will be the value of this? Do you remember? What was it? It was not defined. Once again, it was not defined. That means the graph of this was, how the graph was made. I am making the graph of, remember, I am making the graph of y equal to sin x. Sorry, y equal to cosec x. Okay, y equal to cosec x. And remember, what was the value of cosec x when x is equal to 0? It was infinite. Okay, when x was equal to pi by 2 at 0, and when x was equal to pi by 2, it was equal to plus 1. Okay, and when it went to pi, it again led to infinity because sine was 0. So it was coming out like this. This is first quadrant, this was second quadrant. Okay, so it went to there, and the moment angle enters the third quadrant, it becomes minus, and then up to 3 pi by 2 it is equal to 1, and then it is like this at 2 pi. Okay, then again it will go on. So this was the graph that we have got for cosec x. That means the value of cosec is not lying between minus 1 and plus 1. Okay, same thing I will be using for when I am making the graph of this one. Okay, for the inverse function. Okay, now I am making the graph for sine inverse x, and then the graph will make you clear what should be the range and what should be the domain of the function. Okay, now I will use it like this. Now you see what will happen when I use it. See, as I told you, when x is 0, when x is 0, that means sin y is 0. 1 by sin y is 0, or I can say sin y is infinity. So when x is 0, value of y will be infinity. It will go like this. Okay. When x becomes plus 1, y becomes, obviously sin y has to be plus 1. Just see, if x has to be plus 1, okay, if x is plus 1, then this value will become, value of y will be pi by 2. So it is like this. This is the value plus 1, and it will go on like this at pi by 2. Okay. Similarly, the moment x keeps on increasing, its graph will be like this. At x equal to pi, or at the moment x once again takes a U-turn from there, okay, x will be taking a U-turn because as the value of y keeps on increasing, and it will be again infinite at value of pi, and the moment we increase it from pi, it will now start from here, and it will take the minimum value at 3 pi by 2. This minimum value will be minus 1, and there it will go on, and at 2 pi it is once again infinite. So what you are seeing, the value of y is not coming in this area. Okay, nowhere under this range the value of y is coming. Okay, and your first of all, for domain, what should be the value of x? Value of x can be anything for which the value of y has to be defined. It can be anything, it can be more than 1, it can be less than minus 1. Okay, so x will be either less than or equal to minus 1, or x will be greater than or equal to plus 1. Okay, even 0 is not a feasible answer. Okay, so x will be, this will be your domain. Now what will be the range? Range is what? The value of y. Okay, so value of y, once again you can see, if this is like that, there is another thing, this will be like that also. So for one particular value you are having more than one values. So one particular value you have got more than one values. So what will be the range? The only thing in this case, it will be that it can take any value except for x equal to, or sorry, y equal to 0. Okay, because the moment y is 0, this will become not defined. Okay, so range is that y will be belonging to all set of all the real numbers subject to the condition that y is not equal to 0. Okay, so this will be the range for cosec inverse of x. Okay, now let's move further. The next is secant or sec inverse. Okay, now for sec inverse, y equal to sec inverse x. What will it mean? This will mean that sec of y is equal to x, or I can say 1 by cos x, cos y is equal to x. Now this relation is going to help me. Okay. First, I will make, or I should say, I should recall the graph that you have made for sec x. Okay, the graph that you have made for sec x, that was when it was y equal to sec x, the graph was like this. Once again, at x equal to 0, what was the value of y? Obviously, the cos x was 1. So, sec x will also be 1. Okay, let's take it at a little bit lower. So, at therefore it is 0, and at pi by 2, what is the value? Value of cos x is 0, and so the value of sec x was not defined, because 1 by 0 is not defined. So once again a similar condition arises, and it goes like that. Okay, the moment we increase the value of angle, that means the angle is entering the second quadrant where cosine is 0, obviously sec is also 0, and for that purpose now this will start a negative. Cosine is negative, so sec is also negative, so it will start from there, and then by reaching pi, when it reaches pi, its value becomes minus 1. Okay, this is at pi. Again, at 3 pi by 2, what will happen? It will be like that. The graph will come like that. Okay. Similarly, this side also this will go, and that means the graph is like this. I think you must have recalled what was the graph for sec x. Now, using the same concept, I shall make the graph of y equal to sec inverse x. Okay, now at when x is 0, what is the value of y? Value of y is, obviously when x is 0, that means this cos y, or I should say when y is equal to 0. Take y is equal to 0. When y is equal to 0, then value of x is plus 1. Okay. Now, as make it, because it is inverse function, so I will use it in a reverse way also. That will be better for you. So, this graph will go like this. Why? It will keep on increasing as we increase the value of x, and again at x equal to pi by 2. What was cos pi by 2? Cos pi by 2 is equal to infinite, or sorry, cos pi by 2 is equal to 0. So if it is 0, so 1 by cos pi by 2 will be not defined, so it will not be defined there. So similarly, this is also in this way also. This is your value minus pi by 2. Okay. Similarly, from there it will start from this side, and it will go to the minimum value, that is minus 1, and it will like this. So now this graph is like this. Again, what I see is that value of x is not coming between 1 and minus 1. Rest all values x can take. except for 1 and minus 1. So what will be my domain? My domain will be x belonging to R, but subject to the condition that x is greater than or equal to 1 and x is less than or equal to minus 1. Okay, x should not be lying between 1 and minus 1. Then only you can find out the value of sec inverse x. This is your domain. Now what will be the range of probable values of y? See, is there any value defined at pi by 2? No. Similarly at minus pi by 2, value is not defined. Similarly at 3 pi by 2, value will not be defined. So once again, this y will also belong to set of all real numbers subject to the condition that y is not equal to 2n minus 1 into pi by 2. Okay, where n is an integer. Okay, where n is an integer. So this will not be coming in this range. Okay, now there is one more, because video is getting too long. I think the videos we have crossed already more than 40 minutes. So I will just take one more, that is to finish this topic, the cot inverse of x. Okay, the cot inverse, and then I will give a break to this, and the remaining topics or the remaining concept on this I will do in the next video. So the last thing is cot inverse x or cotangent. Okay, so my function is y equal to cot inverse of x. So this will mean that cot y is equal to x, or 1 by tan y is equal to x. Okay. Similarly, if you make, first you recall the concept what you have studied in class 11, how the graph was made. First I will recall when y was equal to cot x. When y was equal to cot x, in that case at x equal to 0, the value was not defined, and as we approached 45 degree, it was defined. Okay, at 45 degrees it was defined as 1, and then afterwards it kept on increasing, and at x equal to pi by 2 it became 0. Okay, so it became like this. This is your value pi by 2, and then it kept on like this, and this was the value at pi. Similarly at minus pi by 2 it was like this. It never touched this line, and similarly this side also it never touched the x-axis. Okay, so you see, whenever the value was 0 or pi or 2 pi or 3 pi, or I can say n pi, the value of cot theta or cot x was not defined. Just keep this in mind, and then I will do what with my own original function for which we are discussing. Okay, my original function is y equal to cot x. Okay, so for this as I told, this is what at x equal to 0. What will be the value of cot x? That will be infinity. Okay, at x equal to 0 it will be infinity, and then at x equal to, when it becomes 0, when y becomes pi by 2, when x value, when it comes out to be 0, then it is pi by 2, and then it keeps on like this. This is your pi by 2, this is pi, and similarly it keeps on like this, and similarly it is at minus pi by 2, it will once again be 0 like this, and such type of graph you will be getting. Okay? Now, what's so special in this? How will you find out the domain? Domain means the value of x. So obviously you see x can attain any value. There is no restriction. So x will belong to the set of real numbers. X will be a real number. Any real number x can be. But for some particular values, your range or y, value of y will not be defined. So y will be, it will belong to all real numbers subject to the condition for non-defined points. What are those non-defined points? That is this one, or like it is 0, it is pi, it is 2 pi, and so on. So I can say n, it is equal to y is not equal to n pi, where n belongs to, n is any whole number, it can be 0 also. N is any whole number. I should not say it is only natural number. Y should not be this thing, then this value will be defined. Now the remaining part is, the what is remaining in this chapter. There are so many concepts which are remaining. I have already crossed more than 40 minutes on this, so I don't want to extend the video further. So I will take the other concepts. There are properties, there are principal values, there are properties, there are other operations on the inverse trigonometric functions that I shall discuss in my upcoming videos. So till then, just go through this video once again and try to understand what I have said. Go through your books, keep on practicing, try to visualize the concepts, and that will be benefiting you. Okay, in the meantime, if you have not subscribed, because I will keep on giving you more and more videos for Standard 12. So just, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon also, so that you can get notifications in respect of all my upcoming videos. So till then, goodbye.